Hey, David, can we talk about meeting my parents this weekend to announce our engagement? There's something I need to tell you.
Of course. But when you get all serious like that, it makes me nervous.
Actually, I've been putting off this conversation for days. I just didn't know how to bring it up.
Now you're really making me nervous. Is everything okay?
Yes, well, mostly. It's about my family situation.
Take your time. I'm here to listen.
Well, thanks, that means a lot. You're always so patient. That's actually part of what worries me.
What do you mean?
My dad, he's not exactly a patient person, or understanding, or, well, nice.
Oh, is he really strict? Am I going to get the whole "you're not worthy of my daughter" speech?
I wish it was just that. He goes way beyond the typical protective father act.
How so?
Remember when I mentioned my cousin Amy got engaged last month?
Yeah, you seem worried about her engagement dinner. Did something happen?
It was a disaster, a complete disaster. Her fiancé James, he's this really successful software engineer.
That sounds good, though? Most parents would love that.
You'd think so, but Dad, he made James cry during dinner.
What? How did he manage that? Was your cousin's fiancé particularly sensitive?
Not at all. James runs his own tech startup. He's usually super confident in business meetings and presentations.
Then what happened?
Dad spent 2 hours picking apart everything about him. Said his posture showed weakness, criticized his wine choice as cheap, even though it was a 30,000 yen bottle.
2 hours? That's intense. Does he do this to everyone?
The lucky ones get the full treatment. Others he just dismisses immediately as unworthy.
What exactly makes someone worthy in his eyes?
His standards are impossible. You have to be this perfect combination of traditional success and masculine authority, like some character from an old business manga.
That doesn't sound promising. I mean, I like my work, but personal life comes first for me.
Yeah, about that. Maybe don't mention that you do most of the cooking.
Will he yell at you for letting a man do woman's work or something?
Exactly that, word for word. That's what he told Amy about James helping with housework.
Wow, he really is stuck in another era.
Try the Stone Age. But don't worry, I'm used to his difficult personality. I can handle whatever he says.
That's good then. At least one of us knows how to deal with him.
Just please don't feel too hurt by anything he says. I know you'll try to be polite and won't talk back when he's rude to you.
Well, he is my future father-in-law after all. I should show some respect.
That's exactly why I'm worried. He sees politeness as weakness. He'll probably take advantage of your good manners.
Has he always been like this? Even when you were growing up?
Always. Mom used to try to stop him, but she gave up years ago. It's exhausting dealing with him.
What about your mom? How did she handle it all these years?
She just retreated into herself, stopped arguing, stopped having opinions. It breaks my heart seeing her like that.
That sounds really tough for both of you.
It was. Still is. Sometimes I feel guilty for not standing up to him more.
Hey, don't blame yourself. You were a kid. It wasn't your responsibility to fix your parents' relationship.
I know, but seeing Mom so defeated all the time.
We'll make sure to show her extra love and support, okay?
That's why I love you. You always know exactly what to say.
I see. Thanks for the warning concern, Sarah. I'll prepare myself mentally for the weekend.
Just, please don't break off our engagement because of my dad. I'll defend you if he says anything. Just don't start hating me because of him.
Hey, come on now. Don't worry, Sarah. Nothing your dad says will change how I feel about you.
Really? You promise? Even if he's horrible to you?
Really. The introduction is for him to get to know me and understand how serious we are about getting married. Once he sees that, I'm sure even a difficult father will come around. I'll do my best to win him over.
Thank you, David. You're too good to me.
Actually, I'm more worried about your mom. Is she similar to your dad? Dealing with two difficult parents at once might be tough.
Oh, don't worry about Mom. She actually really likes you already.
Really? How come? We haven't even met.
I've told her all about you, about how kind you are and how well you cook. She said I found myself a perfect man.
That's such a relief. At least one parent is on our side.
Mom's been trying to convince Dad to be nice, but you know how it goes.
Not well, I'm guessing.
He just dismissed her completely, said she doesn't understand man's business.
Yikes, that's pretty bad.
Welcome to my world, but seriously, please don't let him get to you.
I won't, I promise. Though I am curious, What exactly did you tell your mom about me?
Only the good stuff. How you always make me laugh, how you support my career.
And the cooking?
She actually got excited about that, said it was refreshing to see a man who isn't bound by gender roles.
Your mom sounds pretty progressive.
She is. When Dad's not around, it's like she becomes a different person.
That's sad. It also gives me hope. Maybe we can help her be more herself.
Maybe. That would be amazing. She deserves it.
Well, let's do our best this weekend. I'm counting on your support.
Always. Just remember, I love you no matter what happens.
Get out of my house. I'll never give my daughter to someone like you. Break off the engagement and disappear from her life, understood?
Mr. Brown, why are you throwing me out? I barely stepped into the entrance. Did I do something wrong?
Having someone like you enter my house is wrong enough. A deadbeat loser wanting to marry my daughter? Who would ever allow that?
Deadbeat? Wait, are you talking about me?
Who else is here? Coming dressed like an unemployed bum.
What? I'm wearing a proper suit. How is this dressed like a deadbeat?
I've worked in business for decades. A suit is a warrior's armor, and as someone who's lived for his work, I can tell. Even in a suit, you're clearly a soft, unemployed man.
What? This is a completely unfair judgment.
You think I can't tell? Your hands are too smooth. A real businessman's hands show the wear of constant work.
Are you seriously judging my employment status by my hands? That's...
Real working men wear suits naturally, but it doesn't suit you at all. That means you're not a proper working man.
What? This is actually kind of hurtful. I even got this custom made.
Custom made? How pretentious. A deadbeat like you must have bought some cheap suit just for today.
Sir, with all due respect, you're making baseless assumptions. I work at Green Assist Corporation.
Green Assist? Never heard of it. Probably some tiny startup.
Actually, it's one of our largest firms in our sector. I can show you my business card if you don't believe me.
Green Assist? That's one of our business partners.
Oh, is that so? Then you should know it's a reputable company.
Don't try to fool me. I worked for that company for years.
Then you should know they only hire qualified professionals.
Been to their office many times for meetings, but I've never seen you there. Trying to lie your way out? Too bad.
The company has over 500 employees. It's not surprising we haven't crossed paths.
A real businessman would know everyone in the industry.
That's not really feasible in modern corporate.
Silence! I worked with that company for years. I know their people.
I'm not lying. I can prove my employment.
It's all made up. My eyes can't be fooled. Today's youth are so easy to read.
Sir, I really think you're jumping to conclusions.
A scrawny guy like you couldn't possibly be working seriously. Look at those shoulders. No backbone.
My physical appearance has nothing to do with my professional capabilities.
In my day, men had presence, authority, power.
Times have changed, Mr. Brown. Success isn't measured by...
Success is success. It never changes. You're just making excuses.
I'm only telling the truth. I work hard and I'm passionate about my job. And I love Sarah. Please approve our marriage.
Anyone can say pretty words, but you can't prove anything. Pretentious deadbeat.
But I'm not...
As a father, I can't let my daughter be unhappy. That's why I decided this.
Sir, please give me a chance to...
I'll never give my daughter to a deadbeat. Come back after you find a proper job.
Understood. I hear you clearly.
Well, that's probably impossible. No company would hire a weak man like you.
No, I'll be back this Wednesday. Please look forward to it.
Wednesday? What nonsense is this?
I'll definitely get you to approve our marriage.
What? Coming back on a Wednesday? Typical unemployed behavior. Working people are busy on weekdays.
Again, I'm not unemployed. I'll prove it to you.
You think you can just show up whenever you want?
I have my reasons for choosing Wednesday.
You won't find a job by Wednesday no matter how hard you try.
It won't be necessary. You'll understand when I arrive.
Well, I'll look forward to it without expecting much. But I'm a working man, so I often come home late on weekdays.
That's fine. I can wait.
I might have to wait outside for hours. But as a man, you can handle waiting outside for hours, right?
Yes, I understand. I'll wait as long as it takes until you appear.
Brave words from a weakling. Don't come crying when it rains.
Weather won't be an issue. I'll be there.
Brave words. Let's see if you can back them up.
David, I just heard what happened. I am so sorry about Dad's behavior. Are you okay?
Don't worry about it. Wednesday will be interesting.
What do you mean? You're scaring me a little.
Trust me, everything will work out perfectly.
David, don't leave me hanging like that. What are you planning?
Nothing dangerous, I promise. Just a little revelation.
Well, now I'm really worried. Last time you said trust me like that.
Was when I surprised you with an engagement ring, right?
Yes, after making me think you'd forgotten our anniversary.
And it all worked out perfectly, didn't it?
Well, yes, but this is different. This is my dad we're talking about.
Let's just say your father might learn something interesting about his deadbeat future son-in-law.
David, please tell me you're not going to do anything crazy.
Define crazy.
David!
Relax, my love. Everything is under control.
That's exactly what makes me nervous. You never say that unless you're planning something big.
Your father gave me very specific instructions about Wednesday.
What instructions? What did he say to you?
Oh, just some advice about being a real man and waiting patiently.
I don't like the sound of that.
I'm just going to follow his instructions. Very, very carefully.
Why do I feel like there's more to this?
Because you know me too well.
At least tell me you won't do anything to make things worse.
On the contrary, I think Wednesday will improve everything.
You are impossible when you get like this.
Just trust me one more time, please.
Fine, but promise me you'll be careful.
Always am. How's your mom doing, by the way?
Still upset about how Dad treated you. She really wanted to meet you properly.
Tell her not to worry. There'll be plenty of time for that after Wednesday.
Now you've got Mom curious too. She keeps asking what you're planning.
Tell her to look forward to it.
You're enjoying this way too much.
Maybe a little, but your father did ask for it.
Just whatever you're planning, be safe, okay?
Promise. Now get some rest. Wednesday will be an interesting day.
I don't think I'll be able to sleep until then.
Sweet dreams, Sarah.
What's going on here? Why is everyone treating you like this?
Like what, Mr. Brown? Like a CEO?
What nonsense are you spotting now? Why are you introducing yourself as Green Assist CEO?
Oh, did no one tell you? Today is quite special.
Special? What do you mean special?
I explained in today's greeting, the previous CEO was my uncle. I've been serving as vice president supporting the company. And today, I finally inherited the company from my uncle.
You're our business partner's new CEO?
Surprising, isn't it? How a deadbeat could run a major corporation?
This must be some kind of joke.
Actually, my appointment as CEO has been planned for a while. That's why I scheduled this courtesy visits for today, Wednesday.
Courtesy visits?
Yes, meeting with our major business partners. Since I'm not unemployed but a proper business professional, I know to make appointments in advance.
But...
Who would have thought your company would be on my list? But it was a perfect chance to prove I'm not unemployed.
Then why didn't you just say so from the start?
You didn't give me a chance to explain, did you? But it worked out. I thought I'd meet you during my visits.
You could have met me in the reception room.
Oh? But you were in a meeting. And you did tell me to stand and wait until you prepared. Just stood in the hallway for 2 hours until your meeting finished.
Do you know how much trouble you caused me?
Oh, did something happen? I was just following your instructions.
I was immediately called to the president's office. Even though the president offered you the reception room, you refused.
Well, yes. After all, you said, if you're a man, stand and wait. I was just trying to show my manly spirit.
Don't twist my words. Saying I was told to stand and wait, so I will. Who do you think you are? I got yelled at.
Well, you did tell me that. You were very specific about showing my manhood by waiting outside.
That's different. This is the workplace.
Oh, so your rules about being a man only apply at home?
Are you saying it's my fault? This is ridiculous.
When they asked who you thought you were, you could have told them I was your daughter's fiancé.
Well,
But you don't approve of our marriage, right? So I guess I'm not your daughter's fiancé. Just a lowly employee who got ordered around by a business partner CEO.
I had no idea that you were the CEO. Never seen you at the company before.
Of course not. I usually accompany the previous CEO to various places, so I wasn't often at headquarters.
But surely someone should have told me.
Besides, Mr. Brown, you're just an employee. Of course you wouldn't meet the CEO or vice president of a business partner.
Just an employee?
Yes, exactly what you are. Unlike the deadbeat standing before you.
Well...
By the way, how's my suit today? Still look unemployed?
No, it looks very appropriate. Perfect for a CEO's inauguration.
Really? I'm so glad it finally suits me. Actually, this is the same suit I wore when I asked for your blessing the other day.
The same?
Yes, the one you said made me look unemployed. Guess I learned how to wear it properly in just a few days.
I sincerely apologize for my behavior the other day. I approve of your marriage to my daughter. Please, let's get along from now.
Thank you for approving the marriage. However, I'm sorry, Mr. Brown, but I have no intention of getting along with you.
What?
We've discovered our values and ways of thinking are quite different, so there's no need to force a relationship just because of the marriage.
But as family.
Family? Weren't you the one I said it wasn't worthy of being family?
That was before I knew.
Before you knew I had power over your company's biggest business partner. Is that what changed your mind?
Well,
That's better for you too, right? No need to associate with someone whose hands are too smooth.
Please, let's start over.
Now, I'll go tell Sarah the good news. She'll be happy to hear you approve the marriage. Excuse me. Sorry for taking up your time during a busy workday.
David, is it true? Did Dad really approve our marriage?
Yes, he did. Though perhaps not entirely willingly.
What happened exactly? The office is buzzing with rumors.
Let's just say your father learned an important lesson about making assumptions.
Someone said you stood in the hallway for 2 hours?
Just following your father's instructions about being a real man.
2 hours, though? In the main office hallway?
It did say I should wait outside to prove my manhood.
David, you didn't.
I did exactly what he asked. Very precisely.
The receptionist said even the president couldn't convince you to use the waiting room.
Well, your father was very clear about standing and waiting.
You're terrible, but I love it.
I just wanted to make sure I followed his instructions perfectly.
Dad must have been mortified.
He did seem rather uncomfortable when he finally emerged from his meeting.
Mom's going to love this story.
How was your mom doing?
She's been giggling ever since I told her about Dad getting called to the president's office.
What did you do to my family? Isn't getting my blessing enough?
Excuse me?
Are you that angry about my attitude the other day?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
When I got home from work, my wife said she wants a divorce. She says she can't take our marriage anymore.
What? Your wife asked for a divorce?
Don't act innocent. This has to be your doing.
I haven't even met your wife yet. How could this be my fault?
This is all your fault. Somehow my wife knows about what happened to the company today.
The company incident? That was between us.
She says she can't handle such embarrassing things anymore. You told her, didn't you?
No, you've got it wrong. I didn't do anything.
Don't lie. Then how does my wife know everything?
Because I told her, Dad, so don't blame David.
Sarah? Is that you?
Yes, it's me, and I told Mom everything.
How dare you? That was private.
Private? Like how you privately humiliated my fiancé?
That was different. I was protecting you.
Protecting me from what? A successful, kind man who loves me?
I didn't know he was.
Exactly. You don't know anything about him. You just jump to conclusions.
Please stop doing embarrassing things. What if David hates me and breaks off the engagement?
Now you're worried about that after how you treated him?
Hey, what kind of attitude is that towards your father?
The kind you deserve after how you've acted.
And why did you tell your mother unnecessary things?
Unnecessary? Mom deserved to know what kind of man she's married to.
You've caused serious problems between your father and mother.
No, Dad. You caused these problems, years and years of them.
This isn't my fault.
Really? Then whose fault is it? David's? Mom's? Mine?
You're all being unreasonable.
This isn't my fault. It's your own doing, Dad.
What did you say?
I said this is your fault. All of it.
How dare you speak to me like this?
I didn't want to tell Mom such embarrassing things either, but you kept being so rude to my fiancé despite being my father.
I was trying to protect you.
I couldn't take it anymore, so I told Mom. I said once I marry David, I am cutting ties with my family.
You wouldn't dare.
Try me. I'll never return to a house with such a terrible father.
Don't be ridiculous. Even after marriage, you're still our daughter.
Being your daughter doesn't mean I have to accept your behavior.
Visiting your parents regularly after marriage is basic filial duty.
And being respectful to your daughter's chosen partner is basic parental duty.
Well, that's...
I'm at my limit of being embarrassed to be your daughter.
Embarrassed? Of me?
Yes, always acting superior and looking down on others, making assumptions about today's youth being stubborn and difficult when you're wrong.
That's not true.
Mom and I can't take it anymore. That's why Mom decided to divorce you.
Can't take it? How?
Even if I have children, I won't let them meet you.
You can't do that.
Watch me. I won't return home after marriage, and I might not even tell you when children are born.
Your mother would never allow that.
That's exactly why she's leaving. She says she'd rather leave you than never see her grandchildren and daughter.
He's being dramatic.
No, she's finally being honest, for the first time in years.
This is just temporary. She'll calm down.
She's already looking at apartments, Dad.
What?
She's serious this time. We both are.
Please, David. I need your help.
Mr. Brown? I thought we agreed not to contact each other.
Please, help me convince my daughter and wife. As a man, you'll take my side, right?
Huh? You haven't divorced yet.
Of course not. I'm close to retirement age. A divorce at this age would be humiliating.
So, you're only thinking about yourself again.
What do you mean? This affects the whole family.
The family you've been mistreating for years?
I absolutely won't divorce my wife. Sarah won't help mediate, so you're my only hope.
No, I have no power here.
But my daughter will listen to you. She respects you.
Unlike how you respect your wife?
Please tell her to help mediate between me and my wife.
That's not my place.
Because you directly asked my wife to reconsider the divorce.
I haven't even met her properly yet.
As a man, you must understand how I feel.
Your feelings, Mr. Brown.
Everything I did was for my family. Living only for work was to support them.
Was it really for them or for your ego?
Even opposing your marriage at first was for my daughter's happiness.
By making her cry? By insulting her choice?
But now I'm being misunderstood and faced with divorce. As a fellow man, don't you think that's pitiful?
No, not at all.
Because you're half-hearted about everything as a man.
What did you say?
You don't understand the responsibility of being a real man.
A real man? Like making your wife miserable for decades?
I supported them, gave them everything.
You say you live for work to support your family, but you chose to marry and have children yourself.
Of course I did. That's what men do.
Didn't you marry your wife prepared for the responsibility?
I took all the responsibility. I worked while she stayed at home.
It was so hard, you could have asked her to work too.
Working wives? That would have been embarrassing.
Embarrassing for whom? Your wife or your ego?
Unlike now, housewives were the norm back then.
What era are you talking about? Were you born in 1920?
Things were different in my time.
Dual income households are already normal in your time.
Not in my social circle.
My parents both worked. While some families had stay-at-home moms, everyone seemed happy.
It's different.
The economy was better than now, and there were various tax benefits.
You don't understand the pressure.
You're the only one complaining about how hard it was to support your family.
Are you calling me an incompetent man?
I wouldn't go that far, but you are half-hearted.
Half-hearted? Me?
You say you opposed the marriage for your daughter's sake, but that's not true.
Everything I did was for Sarah.
You just refused to listen to Sarah and me. You opposed based on your prejudices and assumptions.
I was protecting her.
I can't understand the feelings of a foolish, stubborn father like you.
How dare you? Is this how you talk to your fiancé's father?
What about you? Is this how you treat a business partner CEO?
That's different.
Sarah says she'll never see you again after divorcing her mother.
She doesn't mean that.
She'll become a stranger to you. Then you'll just be a stranger to me too.
You can't do this.
Out of final sympathy, I won't tell Sarah about this contact.
Wait, please.
So please, handle your own mess like a man. Excuse me.
David, did my father try to contact you today?
Why do you ask?
He's been desperate lately. Mom's already looking at apartments.
Has he tried talking to you directly?
He keeps sending these long messages about family duty and respecting elders.
And?
I've blocked his number.
It must be hard for you.
Honestly, it's liberating. Mom seems happier too.
How is she doing?
She's smiling more, actually making plans for herself.
That's wonderful to hear.
She's even talking about taking art classes.
Really? That's great.
Dad always said it was a waste of time, but now...
Now she's free to be herself.
Exactly. Mom's finally settled into her new apartment.
That's wonderful news. How are you feeling?
Relieved, honestly. It's like a weight's been lifted off both of us.
And your mom?
She's like a different person. You should see her, David.
Different how?
She's smiling all the time, making plans. She even bought new clothes.
That's fantastic. And your father?
Last I heard, he took early retirement. The office rumors about making the new CEO wait in the hallway were too much for him.
Not my intention, but
Oh, please, it was totally your intention. You're just too polite to admit it.
I merely followed instructions precisely.
Sure you did. Mom's still laughing about that story.
I'm glad it brought some joy to her.
She says you're her hero, the man who finally showed Dad he wasn't all-powerful.
I just did what needed to be done.
By standing in a hallway for 2 hours?
Hey, your real father said that's what real men do.
You're impossible, but that's exactly why I love you.
Ready to plan our wedding? Just us and your mom?
Yes, Mom's already calling wedding planners. She's more excited than I am.
And the suit for the wedding?
Please tell me you're not wearing that suit.
Of course I am. It's my lucky suit now.
The deadbeat suit? Really?
It's got a great story behind it now.
Mom says you should frame it after the wedding.
That's actually not a bad idea.
You're impossible. But that's why I love you.
Love you too. Here's to our fresh start.
Mom wants to know if we can go venue shopping this weekend.
Of course. Any preferences?
Something modern. Definitely not Dad's stuffy country club.
I know just the place. Beautiful rooftop garden, amazing city views.
Perfect. Mom will love that. She's finally free to enjoy things without Dad's constant complaints.
How's she doing in her new place?
She loves it. It's that cute apartment complex near the park.
The one with the art studio in the community center?
Yes, she already signed up for painting classes.
That's wonderful. When does she start?
Next week. She's so excited buying all these art supplies.
Your mom's quite brave starting fresh like this.
She says we inspired her. Seeing you stand up to Dad made her realize she could too.
I'm honored to have helped, even if it wasn't intentional.
Oh, it was totally intentional, Mr. I'll just wait in the hallway.
Guilty as charged. It all worked out for the best, didn't it?
More than I could have imagined. Free from Dad's toxicity, planning our wedding, Mom living her best life.
Speaking of the wedding, should we hire security? Just in case your father tries to crash it?
Already handled. Mom suggested it first.
Smart woman, your mother.
She really is. Can't believe Dad never saw it.
His loss, our gain.
To new beginnings.
And better endings.
I love you so much.
Love you more. Can't wait to start a life together.
Without any toxic masculinity or outdated values.
Just us being ourselves.
Perfect. You know, my mom says you're more of a real man than Dad ever was.
Really? I think I might cry.
Save it for the wedding.
Speaking of which, have you chosen your dress yet?
Mom and I are going shopping next weekend. Want to come?
Isn't it bad luck for the groom to see the dress?
Since when do we care about traditional rules?
Good point. Got me in.
Perfect. Just like you.
Later, Sarah contacted me saying, my parents finally divorced. Don't worry, that terrible father won't be invited to our wedding. We had the wedding ceremony with only Sarah's mother present and successfully registered our marriage. As for Mr. Brown, rumors spread around his company about angering a business partner's CEO and making him stand in the hallway mocking his suit. The workplace became quite uncomfortable for him. Eventually, his superior recommended early retirement, and now he lives a lonely life in his old age.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
What a long day. It was a beautiful wedding.
Oh yes, absolutely. It was the perfect day. I got to wear a gorgeous dress, had the ceremony at that prestigious venue I always dreamed of. Everything was perfect without any compromises.
I'm glad you're satisfied. I noticed how detailed everything was, though I was wondering about something. Were there enough wedding favors prepared for all the guests?
Of course, not just my dress and venue choice, but the wedding favors and meals for the guests were all perfectly arranged.
The centerpieces were beautiful too. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves.
Of course they did. I made sure everything was Instagram worthy.
Speaking of enjoying themselves, actually, I didn't receive a wedding favor. or dinner for that matter.
Oh?
I noticed the servers skipped my table entirely.
Did they?
Did something happen to my place setting? I noticed everyone else had their meals served.
Everyone who was meant to have a meal got one.
What do you mean by that?
Exactly what I said. Everyone who is supposed to get food got food.
I don't understand. Was there a mix-up with the catering?
There was no mix-up.
The servers seemed to deliberately skip my table.
They just followed their instructions perfectly.
I didn't want to bring it up during the ceremony, but I was the only one who wasn't served any food. And when it was time to leave, I didn't receive any wedding favor either.
We had to make some budget cuts somewhere.
What? Budget cuts? After spending so much on everything else?
Well, we had to prioritize the important things.
Important things like imported flowers.
Flowers make lasting memories. They're in all the photos.
And I wasn't considered important enough?
The flowers alone cost more than most people's entire weddings. We had to be practical somewhere.
Practical? By not feeding the groom's mother?
Well, of course you didn't get anything, Sarah. I specifically arranged it that way.
You arranged that? Why would you do such a thing?
Because it wasn't necessary. Why waste money on a mother-in-law?
I must have misheard you. Are you saying you deliberately didn't include me?
You heard correctly. I don't see why you're surprised.
The dinner is to ensure all our guests enjoy themselves, and the wedding favors are to thank everyone for coming.
But there's nothing to thank you for, Sarah. You're the groom's mother. Attending is expected. There's no need for special treatment.
Special treatment? Basic hospitality isn't special treatment.
Basic hospitality is for guests we want to impress. You're just family.
But your parents received both dinner and wedding favors.
Well, of course. I'm grateful to my parents who raised me. But you're just the groom's mother. I have absolutely nothing to be grateful to you for.
Nothing to be grateful for.
Besides, they told me you'd understand. That mothers-in-law know their place.
My place? And what exactly is that?
To provide without expecting anything in return. Isn't that what you've been doing all along?
You're saying I should just give and never receive even basic courtesy?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm glad you understand.
You can't be serious after everything we've done to make this wedding possible.
Everything you've done? All you did was write a check.
A rather substantial check, if I recall correctly.
Oh, please. Like that was such a burden for you.
Do you have any idea how much money you spent?
Every penny was necessary for my perfect day.
And that justified excluding me from dinner?
Please, Sarah, stop acting like dinner is such a big deal.
I can't believe you'd say such a thing. Who do you think made it possible for you to have your dream venue and beautiful dress?
You did, Sarah, but isn't it natural for the groom's parents to pay for the wedding? I don't need you acting superior about something so obvious.
Natural? There's nothing natural about demanding hundreds of thousands of dollars.
My parents said the same thing. They said the groom's family is supposed to pay, so don't worry about it. In fact, since I'm the one doing you the honor of marrying into the family, it's only right that you pay.
The honor of marrying into our family?
They told me to make you pay through the nose for an expensive wedding to show my status as the bride.
Your parents actually told you that? I can't believe this.
They did, and they're right. A proper wedding should spare no expense, especially when someone else is paying.
What kind of thinking is that? I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for this wedding because my son came crying to me about how he couldn't afford it, and I just wanted to help.
And isn't that what mothers are for?
Not to be taken advantage of.
So you paid because you love your precious son. How nice that you could do some filial duty with your retirement savings. You should be thanking me, really.
Thanking you? For what exactly?
For giving your son a chance to marry up. For providing him with status.
Status? Is that all you care about?
What else matters? Look at all the attention we're getting.
What? Attention?
Let me be clear. I don't consider myself indebted to an old lady. You chose to pay for the wedding on your own.
If that's the case, I never want to help you again.
As if I care. Your job is done now. Do whatever you want. I don't expect anything from you anyway. I have my doctor husband, and that's all I need.
Your behavior today has shown me exactly who you are.
And who is that? Someone who knows her worth?
Someone who has none.
How dare you?
No food or wedding favor on the wedding day. Not even a word of thanks. And now you're calling me an old lady. I never thought you'd be this kind of person. Forget about help. I'm reconsidering any relationship with you after today.
Go right ahead. Do as you please. If your family was actually wealthy, I might have tried to stay on good terms. But you're just an ordinary middle-class household. There's no benefit in being nice to you.
Tom, did Madison tell you what happened? I'm reconsidering my relationship with both of you.
Yeah, I just heard. You're angry about not getting food or wedding favors. Come on, don't start fighting my wife over something so trivial.
Trivial? Your own mother was excluded from dinner.
It's just one meal. Why are you making such a big deal about it?
Just one meal? At your wedding?
You always tell me to be practical with money.
Is this your idea of being practical?
We had to cut costs somewhere.
Well, spending fortunes on flowers and chandeliers?
Those things were necessary.
What's with that attitude? Doesn't it bother you at all that your mother was treated this way? It's unheard of to exclude the groom's mother from the wedding dinner.
Madison and I discussed and decided on this together. So please don't get so angry.
What? You knew about this too?
Of course I knew. We planned everything together.
You planned to exclude your own mother?
It's not that dramatic. You still got to attend.
Attend without dinner or even a wedding favor?
At least you got to see everything.
How long have you been planning this?
Since the beginning. We had to cut costs somewhere.
While spending a fortune on everything else.
The venue and decorations were non-negotiable.
More important than your own mother?
The photos had to be perfect.
You actually agreed to exclude your own mother.
Mom, you promised to pay for the entire wedding, right? So we thought we should try to save money where we could.
And that meant cutting out my dinner and wedding favor?
You mentioned you were on a diet recently, so we thought it was perfect timing. Cutting out one person saved us thousands. Pretty thoughtful, right?
Thoughtful? You're calling this thoughtful?
We're just being practical. Every penny counts.
Practical about what? The wedding cost hundreds of thousands.
but we had to make it perfect.
While spending hundreds of thousands on crystal chandeliers.
Those were necessary for the photos.
And your mother wasn't necessary.
Mom, you know what I mean.
Even after I gave you hundreds of thousands for this wedding.
That's different. That was for the important things.
And I'm not important.
Come on, Mom. You know what I mean. The venue, the dress, the decorations, those things matter.
More than basic respect for your mother.
You're taking this too personally.
How is this saving money? Don't be ridiculous. This is no way to treat a parent, especially one who paid for your wedding.
Why are you so focused on the money? Aren't parents supposed to help their children?
Help, yes. Be taken advantage of, no.
Taken advantage of? After everything you've done for me, this is how you see it?
How else should I see it?
You're my mother. You're supposed to support me.
I never thought you'd treat me like this.
Like what? You're feeling like we committed some terrible crime.
You deliberately excluded me from your wedding dinner.
It's not that serious.
I'm not asking for profound gratitude, but to not even show basic appreciation or thanks.
What's there to thank you for? Isn't this just what parents do?
No, it's not what parents do.
You've always given me everything I wanted.
And this is how you repay that?
Repay? Since when do children need to repay their parents?
I wish I hadn't agreed to cover the wedding costs.
Now you're just being spiteful.
No, I'm being honest.
What are you saying? As a parent, shouldn't you be happy to spend money on your son? Isn't it wonderful that you could spend hundreds of thousands on your dear son?
Don't try to manipulate me with that dear son talk.
Manipulate? I'm just stating facts. You've always loved spending money on me.
Excuse me?
You know it's true. You've always been generous with your money.
Is that all I am to you? A source of money?
That's not what I meant.
Then what did you mean?
Come on, Mom. You've always loved spending money on me. Ever since Dad died from his illness, you spent tons of money on me as his only remaining child.
And you think that gives you the right to treat me this way?
What way? I'm just being honest about our relationship.
Our relationship isn't about money.
Isn't it though? You never said no to me before.
Because I wanted to support you.
Exactly. So why stop now?
Because you're showing me who you really are.
I'm the same son I've always been.
No, you're showing me who you've become.
Don't be dramatic. You're my mother who loves to support me.
You're missing the point entirely.
What point? You've always given me everything I wanted.
And that was my mistake.
A mistake? How can supporting your son be a mistake?
It's true that because you were my only son, I did everything I could for you. I didn't want you to feel lonely or poor, so I bought you whatever you wanted.
Exactly, so why stop now?
I let you do any activities you wanted, sent you to whatever private schools you chose, but I never expected you'd turn out to be such an entitled child.
Entitled? After letting you dote on me all you wanted?
After letting me, as if you were doing me a favor.
You'd enjoyed it, didn't you? Spending money on me.
Did you ever think about why I worked so hard?
You make me happy, right? That's what you always said.
So you think I enjoyed watching you spend my money?
Well, didn't you? You never said no.
What?
Every time I asked, you gave. Every single time.
I wanted you to have opportunities.
And I took them. I became a doctor, didn't I?
Because I wanted to give you a good life.
Exactly. So just continue to. Why stop?
Because you're showing me who you really are.
I became a doctor you can brag about, and I even got married. You should be proud. But here you are complaining about gratitude and appreciation.
Proud of what? A son who excludes his mother?
You're just a parent who loves spoiling their son. Just keep giving money and stay quiet.
I can't believe what I'm hearing from you.
so hard to believe? This is how it's always been.
That's it. I've had enough. Who would want to help a son with that attitude? I've decided I won't help you financially ever again.
Huh?
You heard me correctly.
But I need your help.
Starting now, not another penny.
Can't be serious.
I've never been more serious.
But what about my future plans?
Did you think I would keep supporting you forever?
That's what you always done.
And that ends today.
After one small mistake?
Small mistake? You deliberately humiliated me. You're my only son, and the only reminder I have of your father, which is why I raised you with so much love and care. But I won't enable a son who takes advantage of that.
You don't mean that. You're just angry right now.
I've never been more serious.
You'll calm down eventually.
No, I won't.
You always forgive me.
Not this time.
Hey, if you're gonna be like that, we won't let you see your grandchildren. I might never see you again either. Are you okay with a lonely retirement without your reliable doctor's son?
You think threatening me will work?
You'll be all alone. Is that what you want?
Better alone than with ungrateful children.
You don't mean that.
I mean every word.
Think about what you're saying.
I have thought about it.
You can't just cut me off.
I'll consider the wedding costs as an early inheritance. From now on, I won't have anything to do with you. And you won't get any inheritance when I die either.
Wait a minute. You can't just say something like that.
I just did.
But our future plans.
Your plans are not my concern.
We still have a lot of expenses coming up. I want to build a new house, buy a luxury car, and there's future children's education costs to think about.
None of that is my concern anymore.
But I was counting on your help.
That was your mistake.
I've been planning our family's future assuming I get your financial support.
You planned your future around my money without even asking me.
Why would I need to ask? You're my mother.
What?
That's what mothers do.
No, it's not.
You've always supported me before.
And look how you repaid that support.
Come on, Mom. You love spending money on me. Whenever I came crying to you, you always gave me whatever amount I needed.
I'm not your unlimited ATM!
But, you know I don't have any savings. Being a doctor sounds nice, but the salary is lower than you think. That's why I was counting on your money.
Your financial planning is not my responsibility.
Who else can I rely on?
Yourself. You're a grown man.
But I need your help.
You should have thought of that before.
Before what?
Before treating me like nothing.
It was just dinner.
And you didn't think to discuss this with me?
Why would I need to? You're my mother. You never abandoned me.
Like you never abandoned me.
It's different.
You abandoned me first when you excluded me from your wedding dinner.
That's not the same thing.
No, it's worse.
You're being unreasonable.
Am I? How would you feel in my position? Anyway, that's not my problem anymore. In any case, I'm cutting all ties with both of you. No more help. No more support. Nothing.
Can't be serious about this.
I've never been more serious in my life.
But we need you.
No, you just need my money.
After everything we've been through?
Yes, after everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me.
Mom, please, you're overreacting.
Overreacting? You deliberately excluded your own mother from your wedding dinner. My own son thinking I'm not worth a dinner.
It's not what I meant.
No, it showed me exactly who you are. Both of you.
Can't just throw away a relationship.
You already did that. Madison, one last thing. I just talked with Tom and decided to cut ties completely. I won't provide any more financial support or get involved with your lives.
Like I said, that's fine by me. I have my doctor husband. We can live comfortably without any money from you.
Are you certain about that?
What's that supposed to mean?
Just asking if you're sure about your future.
Of course I am. I have my doctor husband.
You seem very confident.
I am confident. We'll be just fine.
Comfortably, you say?
More than comfortable.
You've looked into doctor salaries?
I don't need to. Everyone knows doctors are rich. It's like a black hen laying a white egg, isn't it? Thank you for managing to produce a doctor from your ordinary household.
You seem very sure about that.
Why wouldn't I be? A doctor easily makes over $100,000 a year. He might even make millions if he opens his own practice. With a husband like that, who needs a mother-in-law?
You seem very confident about those numbers.
Of course I am. Everyone knows doctors are wealthy.
Have you actually researched this?
I don't need to research what everyone knows.
And you've discussed this with Tom.
We don't need to discuss what's obvious. I married a doctor, not an office worker.
Have you ever actually looked at his pay stubs?
Why would I need to? His status is enough.
Status doesn't pay bills.
Don't lecture me about money.
My, what big dreams you have.
Dreams? These are plans. Solid plans.
Based on what exactly?
Based on his career, his future.
And you've confirmed these plans?
We'll build a mansion, get a big dog, live like total celebrities. You're so foolish to cut ties with such a successful son and daughter-in-law.
Such grand plans.
Now you're destined for a lonely, poor retirement.
You seem very sure about my future.
What a stupid mother-in-law, cutting ties over something as trivial as wedding costs.
And now you're insulting me again.
Don't expect to see your grandchildren or get any help in your old age.
Don't worry, because I'm planning to move abroad.
What?
You heard me correctly.
Abroad? Stop joking around.
Who's joking?
You can't just move abroad.
I have several million in cash for my retirement, and if I sell my real estate holdings, it would be even more.
What did you just say?
Was I not clear enough?
Several million?
So I won't need any help from you two in my old age. I might as well do as I please now.
Wait, hold on. Moving abroad and retirement funds in the millions? How does someone like you have that kind of money?
Someone like me?
You know what I mean. You're just ordinary.
Ordinary looking, perhaps.
But you never showed any signs of wealth. You mean I don't flaunt my wealth like you try to?
Not everyone needs to show off.
But where did it come from?
You know my husband died early from illness, right? Well, I worked hard to grow the inheritance he left behind. I worked tirelessly for my son's sake and invested substantial amounts of money.
No way! That's where the money came from?
Did you never think to ask?
But you never mentioned...
That's right. Whether it was luck or good timing, even as an amateur investor, I made an almost laughable amount.
What did you say?
You seem surprised. Didn't you look into my background before dismissing me?
I don't understand. All this time.
It was smart to quit while I was ahead. Since then, I've had trusted banks and investment firms managing it, so I haven't lost much. In fact, it's still gradually growing.
What is this? I had no idea you were so wealthy!
Of course you didn't. You were too busy looking down on me.
But why didn't you tell us? Why keep it secret?
Would it have changed how you treated me?
Of course it would have!
And that's exactly why I didn't tell you. I never told Tom about it. He seems to only care about money, not where it comes from.
This can't be! How could you be so rich? Your house, your clothes, you look like any ordinary older woman! That's why I thought it would be fine to dismiss you.
Is that how you decide who deserves respect?
No, I mean, that's not what I meant.
Then what did you mean?
If you had shown some sign of wealth...
Some sign of worth, you mean?
That's not what I...
Luxury doesn't suit me. All I wanted was for my son, my husband's only remaining legacy, to be healthy, and for us to live without financial worries.
This changes everything! We need to talk about this!
Does it? Does it really change anything?
Of course it does! If I'd known!
If you'd known what?
How was I supposed to know this? That you had millions in assets?
Would you have treated me differently if you'd known?
Of course I mean...
Mean what, exactly?
We could have worked something out!
Let me say this one more time. I won't help you anymore from now on. Don't contact me, even if you have children or anything happens.
Wait, please! We can talk this over!
It's too late to suddenly care now that you know I'm wealthy.
I'm not panicking, and I don't regret cutting ties. If anything, aren't you the one who's regretting it?
Excuse me?
Come on, you're clearly fishing for an apology.
Am I?
Sure, you made your bold declaration about cutting ties, but you must be regretting it now. That's why you're flaunting your wealth, waiting for us to apologize. What an underhanded tactic.
That's not my intention at all.
Don't get cocky just because you have a few million. We have Dr. Tom, remember?
Yes, your doctor husband.
Exactly, a respected professional. He can earn that much in no time. That's how well-paid doctors are.
Well, I hope that works out for you. Take care of yourselves.
We will. Better than you think. You'll see. We'll be even richer than you.
Goodbye, Madison.
Mom, what should I do? Madison found out I have zero savings. She saw my bank statement with zero balance.
What?
Please, Mom, I need your help.
After everything you said?
This is different. She's going crazy.
Different how?
She's completely lost it. She suddenly started searching through my finances, thinking I must have received gifts from my wealthy mother. She thought I must have property or other assets somewhere.
And you don't?
No, nothing.
Not even savings?
She searched everything and discovered I have zero savings. Now she's having a meltdown at home.
And this is my problem because...
Because you're my mother. You always help me.
Not anymore.
But this is serious. Please, Mom, she's threatening to leave me.
Wait, Tom. You mean you haven't saved anything at all?
How could I with her spending habits?
What about your salary?
Like I told you, doctors don't make as much as you think. I'm just starting out as a doctor, and even making $100,000 is still far off.
But you let her believe otherwise?
I didn't want to disappoint her. For all the hard work and responsibility, doctors don't make that much.
Why didn't you tell Madison this before?
I thought she knew. She never asked about specifics.
She never asked about your finances?
She just assumed.
And you never corrected her?
I don't want to ruin her dreams.
By lying?
By staying quiet.
But you must still make more than the average office worker. There's no way you should have zero savings if you were living sensibly.
I spend whatever I earn right away. Madison's always demanding trips and presents. How am I supposed to save in that situation?
That's your choice to make.
No, you don't understand. She expects a certain lifestyle.
A lifestyle you can't afford?
You don't understand how hard it is.
I understand perfectly. You chose to live beyond your means.
That's why I need your help. Just this once.
No.
Mom, please. You don't understand how bad this is.
I understand completely.
She's threatening divorce. But she just assumed you're a doctor, you must have be loaded. She thought all doctors made hundreds of thousands.
I had a feeling that's what she thought. She did say you could earn millions in no time.
She's completely delusional about doctor salaries.
And you never corrected her?
Was afraid to.
Afraid of the truth?
When I explained the reality of being a doctor, she said, then just open your own practice. Make money through private practice.
And you can't?
It's not that simple. Opening a practice costs millions.
Did you explain that to her?
She won't listen. She talks so easily without knowing anything about reality. Unless you're born into a family that already owns a hospital, opening a practice means starting with millions in debt as a new doctor.
Oh dear.
This is all your fault, Mom.
My fault?
Yes! If you hadn't told her about your money, she wouldn't be like this.
So I'm responsible for your lies?
She wouldn't be questioning my finances. Now she's playing victim, screaming, I've been deceived.
Were you honest with her about your finances?
I didn't lie. I just didn't correct her assumptions. She keeps saying she wouldn't have cut ties with you if she had known this would happen. She's throwing plates and knives around in a rage. Please, Mom, can you come over right now and calm her down?
What? Me?
Yes, you caused this. You're the only one who can fix this.
Fix what exactly?
Your revelation ruined everything.
Your lies ruined everything.
If you come, I think she'll calm down. We can pretend that cutting ties never happened.
You want to pretend?
Yes, let's start over. Tell her you're considering supporting us as your son and daughter-in-law.
You want to pretend?
We can go back to how things were. I know we said horrible things, but can't you forgive us? We're family?
Family doesn't treat family the way you two treated me.
It was just a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding? You deliberately excluded me from your wedding dinner.
That's in the past now. Please, Mom, it'll really help me out. I'll bow my head as many times as needed, so please make up with Madison. And promise to help us financially.
Don't be ridiculous, you foolish son. No matter what the situation is, I won't take back cutting ties. And I won't help you. Don't ever contact me again.
But, are you really abandoning me in this situation? I'm your only son. Dad's only reminder.
Don't you dare bring your father into this.
He would want you to help me.
Your father would be ashamed of your behavior.
You don't know that. Mom, please, I'm desperate.
Appealing to my emotions won't work anymore. Well then, Tom, take care, be a man, and make your wife happy on your own.
Mom, don't do this. You can't just abandon your only son. I'll do anything, please.
Goodbye, Tom.
Sarah, I had no idea. I really didn't know doctors' salaries were so low. I had no idea he was planning his life counting on your support. I've been up all night thinking about everything. Please, I'm begging you. Can we pretend the cutting of ties never happened?
Now you want to talk?
I know I made mistakes. Terrible mistakes. I was blinded by status and appearances.
I recall you saying you didn't need my help.
I was wrong. So wrong. I didn't understand anything.
It's too late for apologies now. I won't have anything to do with you two ever again, no matter what happens.
We can work something out.
There's nothing to work out.
We can start over. Pretend none of this happened. I'll make it up to you.
Actually, it's good that you contacted me. There's one thing I needed to tell you.
What is it? I'll do anything.
That apartment you're living in, it's actually one of the properties I own, and because of my love for my son, I've been charging way below market rent. Now, I've decided to return it to the proper rate.
What? This place is your property? There must be some mistake.
You didn't know? Interesting that Tom never mentioned it.
He never said anything! Tom has been hiding so much!
Actually, Tom has been living there since his residency days. When he came crying to me saying residents don't make much money, I reduced the $5,000 monthly rent to about $1,000.
That much difference?
You seem surprised. I thought you knew everything about your husband's finances.
Tom told me it was just a normal apartment. He said the rent was standard for the area.
Normal? It's in one of the most expensive areas of the city.
This can't be happening.
So, I'm returning it to the regular rate. My foolish son has completely forgotten that I'm the one who reduced the rent. So please, inform him.
Wait, please! $5,000 rent? That's impossible! Just yesterday, I found out about his salary and savings situation. Doctors make much less than I thought, and there's no way we can afford $5,000 in rent!
That sounds like a personal problem.
We can barely afford the current rent! Can't we discuss this? Maybe a gradual increase?
Please work it out with the property manager.
Can we at least talk about this in person?
I've said everything I need to say.
Please, we can work something out!
Well then, I guess you'll have to move out. Please find an apartment that matches your actual means.
What? You can't do this to us!
I can't. Just like you couldn't serve me dinner at your wedding.
That was different! I was stupid and arrogant!
Yes, you were.
I didn't know any better!
You knew exactly what you were doing.
Give us some time to figure things out!
Well, I'll be going now. My preparations for moving abroad are complete, so please, vacate the property soon. Shortly after that, I moved to France, and my son and his wife quietly moved out of the apartment. After learning that a doctor's salary wasn't as high as she thought, Madison frantically started working part-time. However, because they had such a luxurious wedding, their relatives and friends expect them to be living a celebrity lifestyle. Being image-conscious, the two of them keep posting on social media about their luxurious life in a high-rise apartment. As a result, Madison's part-time job earnings are all going towards maintaining this facade of wealth, while in reality, they're living a desperately frugal life.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey, Opal. I'm really sorry to be doing this so suddenly. But I have a little favor to ask you and would like you to come straight home after school. Can you please bring me my wallet from the house to the hospital? And maybe a few days worth of clothes for me as well.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Why should I have to do that for you?
Well, because I'm actually in the hospital right now, you see. I had a little fall at home. In fact, it was lucky the mailman found me when he did and called an ambulance. But anyways, I'm here getting examined by the doctors.
Are you serious? Well, what did the doctors find? Was anything serious?
No, nothing that serious. But they said that I've been working myself too hard lately.
That's really what they said? That you've been working too much?
Yes, they said that I've been overexerting myself. I guess they found I wasn't getting enough to eat either. So, anyways, they are going to keep me here for monitoring a while.
Wait, what? But how can that even be? I mean, you don't even work. You're just a housewife. What kind of overworking could you possibly be doing when all you do is lie around the house? I mean, if anyone is working hard, it's Dad and I. Do you have any idea how much homework I always have on top of all my club activities?
I know that you're busy too, and I don't mean to upset you with this, but the fact is that I'll be in a hospital for a few days and need my wallet and some clothes.
You have got to be freaking kidding me! I am not going to go to the hospital just to do that for you! In fact, you better leave the hospital right now and come pick me up.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
Do you not have any windows in your hospital or something? It's raining cats and dogs outside, so hurry up and pick me up from school.
I thought I told you to take an umbrella with you when you left the house this morning.
You did say that, but you never gave me one before I actually leave. You should have handed me one before I left.
Are you really going to blame me for not getting you an umbrella? You know where they are in the house.
And so do you. So why didn't you get me one? You're my mom and it's your kind of job to do those kinds of things for me.
Excuse me? Just how do you figure that?
It is literally the only thing you have to do around the house. And it is still really coming down. So quit lazing about in the hospital bed and come and get me. Honestly, you really can't just be so useless, do you know that? Maybe I'll just have to get a ride back home.
Why should a middle schooler be riding a taxi all the way home?
Maybe because my mom is too lazy to come and pick me up from school even though I've asked her several times.
I don't even know what to say to you right now.
And it's your fault for forgetting your wallet too. But don't worry, I'll be sure to pay the driver with your money. And I'll take some for myself for all the trouble you have caused me.
You better not do that, young lady.
Why? You're the one trying to make me run all these errands for you when you're just resting in a nice bed right now. So if you want your clothes and whatever else you need, you can do and get it yourself. I'll be using your card to pay for my meals while you're in the hospital too.
Hey, I just got your message. What is this I hear about you falling on the floor? Why would you do this to us? What is the matter with you? Do you realize the trouble you're giving us?
I don't know what you want me to say, Frank. The doctor said that I've been working too hard. In fact, when I told the doctor about my daily schedule, he was surprised that this hadn't happened to me sooner.
Are you kidding me?
You do know that I get up 3 in the morning every day to go to the docks and buy the fish from the local fishermen so that I can cook meals for the day, right? I make lunch for you and Opal, and I always make sure that I have enough time to make the lunches you both will like. Then you typically ask me to help you get everything ready for you to work. Then you told me that I needed to do some research at home to figure out good gift for you to buy for clients that you were meeting with. And by the time I finally finished all that I had to do in a single day, I only had an hour to sleep. It's no wonder I passed out.
You have no idea what you're talking about at all. You're just a housewife. You don't even do anything. How could you say that you're overworked?
Frank, what do you mean? How could you say that?
I mean that you're doing nothing compared to all the work that I've been putting in to take care of our family. You have no idea all that I do to keep us afloat. How dare you even try to say that you're doing as much work or even more work than me, because I do all this and I still have never collapsed from exhaustion. So you go ahead and tell that quack doctor that he can go ahead and shove it.
I am not going to tell the doctor who had been helping me here any of that. And I really don't think that you should be trying to counter advice from a doctor.
Oh, just shut up. You're just wasting time at the hospital. Get back here right now. There's no need for you to even be there.
Look, Frank, the doctor told me that I need to stay at the hospital to rest until I'm better.
The doctor said that if I can get enough rest, I might only have to be here for a few days and as long as a week.
Are you telling me that you're going to be at the hospital for an entire week?
Well, the doctor showed me the results of my blood test and said that my blood pressure was really high.
There's no way that you should have to take a whole week just to rest. Just what are we supposed to do at home while you're there?
I think that you two are just going to have to take care of each other this week. It's not really that long. I'm sure the two of you will be fine. Anyways, could you please come to the hospital after work? I need my wallet, insurance card, and some change of clothes.
Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something? You think that I'm going to give you what you need for a whole week vacation while I'm at home working my butt off? You really don't know what being a housewife means, do you?
I'm not trying to take a vacation, and certainly not in a hospital.
You really need to learn that you owe everything to me. Do you got that? And that's why I work so hard for us. Not that you would notice with how you laze around the house. But I am not going to stand for this. I want you to come back home right now. This is an order from your husband.
Hey, Opal, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that a doctor said I could go home tomorrow. So could you please tell your dad? I don't know why, but I can't seem to get a hold of him. Wait, what? You're going to leave the hospital from tomorrow? I thought you were going to be there for a week. Well, the doctor said that I was supposed to be here for a week, but your dad insisted that I come home. I told the doctor what your dad, and he said that I could just rest here for a few days and then go. Well, I'm afraid that you're telling me this way too late. What do you mean I'm telling you this too late? Don't tell me that you've already ordered a whole week's worth of meals. It's nothing like that, but Dad and I have gone on a vacation. Since you were going to have to take a rest, Dad and I went to take a trip of our own. Hold on. You mean that your dad and you are out traveling right now? That's right. After all, nothing was going to get done at home without you being there. But don't worry, we'll left plenty for you to do when you get back home. But the vacation was all Dad's idea. We wouldn't get the house dirty anymore and we could eat whatever we want. Not only that, but since we're in a hotel, the staff is going to take care of us the whole time while we are here. But you better get the house clean for us when we go back. But I don't understand. Why would you go and take a trip like this? Did you really not want to take care of the house that badly? Of course not. That's not our job, it's yours. So why don't you hurry home and start cleaning? Dad works hard at his job. I work hard at my school. So why do you think that you get to take so much time off your work just because you're feeling a bit tired? Well, what about your school and work now that you both are on the vacation? You can't just say that you're going to take a week off at the drop of a hat and then disappear. Dad just called the school and told them that I'm going to be taking 1 week break, but I'll be missing a big test because of this. So when we get back home, you owe me a big apology for missing that test because you weren't at home. Oh, come on. How is that even my fault? It's your fault because Dad says that it is. He says that you need to apologize to him for making him use 1 week of his time off as well. You both know that the whole reason I'm in this hospital is because I was working too hard, right? And now you think you can just tell me to get back to work and to apologize to you both? Not only that, but you both just ran off on a vacation while I was in the hospital? If you weren't getting enough rest, then that's your fault, and you should have thought about that. You're old enough and you should know how to take care of yourself. How dare you talk to me like this? I really don't have time for this. I have a vacation to enjoy, and it's too late now to change our plans. So enjoy cleaning up the mess we left you. And while you're cleaning up the house like you should have been doing this whole time, Dad and I will be enjoying our time off. Okay, fine. If you're going to be this way, I understand. Good. And don't worry, we left you some leftovers in the fridge that you can have. And oh, don't forget to do all the laundry and wash all the sheets and towels too.
Oh, don't worry. I'll clean everything so much that there won't be a trace of anything at all.
What does that even mean?
Don't you worry about that. You just enjoy your little trip, okay? I have to take another blood test, so I have to go as well.
Hey, Mom! What the heck is going on? What is all this? The house, it's all gone. All the furniture and the appliances, where have they all gone?
Well, you told me that you wanted me to clean up the whole house. So after I got out of the hospital, I went home and did a big cleaning. I told you I wasn't going to leave a single trace of anything, didn't I?
Are you kidding me? I would hardly call this cleaning up the house. Did you damage your brain when you fell or something? I just thought you were going to clean the house and take out the trash and stuff like that.
Oh, don't worry. I made sure to do all of that too. I took out plenty of trash.
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean you two, a husband and a daughter who didn't care at all if their wife and mother were okay in the hospital. I've gotten rid of the trash. That is you two. That's why I threw out all of your things. They were just trash too. In fact, I threw away just about everything that either of you would have even touched.
Are you kidding me? Do you really mean that you threw out all of our stuff? We're your daughter and he's your husband. You just said so yourself. How could you do this to us?
What are you talking about? Why are you acting like I owe either of you anything? You both heard that I had passed out and was in the hospital, and your first instinct was to go on and take a vacation? Neither of you have ever said a single word of worry about me. I don't owe you two anything.
Oh, come on. Are you really going to pretend like this is okay to do just because we weren't worried enough about for your liking? You literally threw away all of the appliances in the entire house. You're like a child. Do you think this is any way for an adult to act?
You really don't know how anything, Opal. You see, when a real adult gets mad, they do things much worse than what I do.
What is that supposed to mean? What did you do?
I didn't just get rid of all the appliances, you see. I also sold the house, but at least you don't have to pack your things now. But you should know that you two won't be allowed to live in that house for much longer.
Are you kidding me? Did you actually sell the house? What's the matter with you? How could you do that?
Well, I cleaned up the house that it looked so good that I thought I might just sell it. After all, the house is just another kind of trash that I associate with you and your dad now.
This has got to be some kind of joke. I don't know what kind of medicine they were giving you at the hospital, but you're crazy now. That fall really must have screwed you up.
What in the world are you even talking about? It was the medicine and treatment I got that allowed me to think straight. Why do you think I was able to get so much cleaning done in such a small amount of time? I can't even remember the last time that I felt that well rested and energetic.
Well, I'm going to go and tell Dad all about what you've done, so there. You are not going to get away with getting rid of our stuff and selling the house.
Hey, what the heck is this that I'm hearing about you selling our house? What in the world are you thinking? What's going on?
I mean, you summed it up pretty nicely there. I did exactly that. After I got out of the hospital, I went home and cleaned it out just like Opal told me to. Don't you think I did a great job cleaning everything up?
Give me a break. Do you really think you're going to get away with this? This is a crime. I don't care if you wanted to get back at us. This is taking it way too far. I don't care if we're married. You can't sell or throw away stuff that doesn't belong to you. Don't you remember that I was the one who bought the house in the first place? Just how do you even get someone to buy the house when your name isn't even on the deed? Either way, everyone involved in this is going to be getting sued. And then the person you sold the house to is probably going to sue you for fraud.
But there wasn't any problems because my name was on the deed. Did you forget? When we moved in, you said you didn't want to deal with the paperwork and give it all to me.
But wait, Are you telling me that you put your name on the lease while I was the one paying for it?
That's right. You paid for the house, but you were too lazy to check the paperwork, and so I put my name down as the sole owner.
Wait, I remember giving you all the sheets of paper from the real estate agent to sign.
That's right, and thanks to that, I was able to sell the house without any issues, and I was able to sell the house for much more than I so thought. So I'm going to use the money for the sale to restart my life.
This is just ridiculous. That's my money, so you give it to me right now. I don't care if your name was on the deed. I paid for the house.
Well, it's not that I don't understand how you feel, but the law is quite clear about the fact that I don't have to give you a single cent.
Are you kidding me? Why are you going this?
If you really need me to explain at this point, then it's not even worth the effort to explain. I'll send the divorce papers to your office. Be a dear and sign them, okay?
Do you think that I'm going to give you what you want? I'll never do that for you. You won't get away with this.
After that, Frank realized that he had more pressing things to think about, and he agreed to divorce me just to have less on his mind to deal with. Although, I heard through the grapevine that things were not easy for Opal and Frank after the divorce. The two of them desperately moved into a tiny apartment and began living off a cheap pre-prepared food. The rumors are not that only that their health took a massive decline after that, but Opal grades also tanked after she got back from vacation. Frank also got lots of trouble with his job after he kept losing important documents that I normally would have prepared for him. I imagine that if he hasn't been fired, he's probably working in the basement of his office by this point. As for me, I used the money I got from selling the house to move into a nice condo in the city. I picked up a part-time job for the time being, but I've been living off from the proceeds from the house, making sure to get as much rest I need to feel back my old self. I've learned from this whole ordeal that the key to a happy and healthy life is to eat well, sleep lots, and have lots of fun. And I won't be listening to anyone who tries to tell me otherwise. I'll be too busy enjoying myself to listen anyways.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.